Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, allow me to greet our honorable lecturers, Professor Dr. Haji Sutarto, MSc, MSc, Ma'am Kamalia, MPD, and Ma'am Ramita Nurbaiti, MPD. My name is Hermina M. Sarapil. Now I'm going to explain about first vocabulary. The first vocabulary is trapezoid, or we call it trapezium in Indonesian language. Trapezoids are quadrilaterals that have two parallel sides and two non-parallel sides. It is also called as trapezium. The picture below shows the properties of trapezium and the shape of it. Next, parallelogram, or we call it jajar genjang in Indonesian language. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of parallel sides. The same picture below shows the property of a parallelogram and the shape of it. Next, rectangle, or we call it persegi panjang in Indonesian language. Rectangle is a parallelogram, all of whose angles are right angles. In geometry, a rectangle is a type of quadrilateral whose opposite sides are equal and parallel. The picture below shows the shape of the rectangle. Next, square or segi empat in Indonesian language. Square is a regular quadrilateral which has all the four sides of equal length of all four angles are also equal. So the picture below shows the shape of the square and the property of it. Next, rhombus, or we called it bola ketupat in Indonesian language. A rhombus is a special case of a parallelogram. The rhombus is also called a diamond or rhombus diamond. The picture below shows the shape of the rhombus. Next, kite or layang-layang in Indonesian language. A kite is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of equal length sides, and these sides are adjacent to each other. The picture below shows the properties of the kite and the shape of the kite. Next, circle or lingkaran. A circle is a closed two-dimensional figure in which the set of all the points in the plane is equidistant from a given point called center. The picture below shows the parts of a circle. Next, area or luas. Area is defined as the total space taken up by a flat or 2D surface or shape of an object. The picture below shows the different formula of the area based on the shape. Next, perimeter, or also perimeter in Indonesian language. Perimeter is the distance around the edge of a shape. This one is the dot line is the perimeter. Next, circumference or keliling in Indonesian language. Circumference is the distance around a circle or any curved geometrical shape. Circumference of a circle is this dot line, color blue, is the circumference. Next, continue to chapter 4, which is word problems involving geometry and trigonometry. I'm going to explain about the circle and the properties of it. So what is circle and what are the properties of the circle? A circle is all of the points that are equal distance from the center of the circle. This is the shape of the circle. Next, the property of the circle. First property is radius or r is the distance from the center out of the edge. So this red color is the red line is the radius. Next, diameter or d. Diameter is the distance along the widest point of the circle. It has a very easy relationship with the radius because diameter is equal to 2 times radius. Next, circumference or c. Circumference is the perimeter of a circle or measure around the circle. So this dot line, color blue, is the circumference. Next, How the circumference related to the diameter? So the ratio of circumference to the diameter is circumference over diameter. Many thousands of years ago, people took their tape measures out and they kept measuring circumference and radiuses. They kept measuring until they got better tape measures. And they got circumference divided by diameter is equal to 3.14159 over 1, or approximately equal to 3.14, and they name it into pi or this symbol. Next, circumference it divided by diameter is equals to pi. And to find the circumference, we can use the formula that is pi times diameter and also pi times 2 times radius, because the 2 diameter is just equals 2 times radius. So the formula of circumference is pi times d, or 2 times pi times r. Next example. In this problem, we got the given, which is r, and we're going to find the diameter. So diameter is equals to 2 times radius, and just substitute the value of the radius. So 2 times 3 meter is equals to 6 meter. So the diameter of this circle is 6 meter. Next, circumference. To find the circumference, since we already got the diameter, so we're just going to multiply the pi and the diameter. So pi times the value of the diameter, which is 6 meter. So circumference is equals to 6 pi meter. Next, example number 2. The given here is the value of the circumference, which is 10 meter. So circumference is equals to pi times d. And we know that the value of the circumference is 10 meters, so we're just going to substitute it or put it down in this formula. So 10 meter is equals to pi times d. To find the diameter, we're just going to multiply or divide by both sides by pi. So pi times d divided by pi is equals to d, and 10 meter divided by pi is equals to 10 over pi, or 10 divided by pi meter. And the diameter is 2 times radius, so substitute the value of the diameter, which is 10 over pi meter, and proceed 2 times radius, or we're just going to use the symbol of the radius, which is r. So 10 over pi meter is equal to 2 times r. To find the r, we have to divide both sides by 2. So 2 times r divided by 2 is equals to r, and 10 over pi divided by 10 over pi meter divided by 2 is equals to 5 over pi meter. Next, example number 1 again. This one is from different questions. The ratio of the measures of the angles of a triangle are 2, 7 to 9. Find the measure of the largest angle. From the question, we know that the ratio is 2 to 7 to 9. So the sum of the measures, if the angles of a triangle is 180 degree, we're gonna let x as the multiply. So let x is equals to the multiply, and then therefore the angles are 2x, 7x, and 9x. To help understanding the problem, we're gonna draw a diagram. This one is our diagram. So the model gives us the equation, which is 2x plus 7x plus 9x is equals to 180. Where do we get the 180? We get the 180 from the degree of this diagram. So again, next, add this equation, because it just they have the same variable and also exponent. So 2x plus 7x plus 9x is equals to 18x. And then bring down the 180. So to find the value of x, we have we're going to divide both sides by 18. So x is equals to 10. Next, the angles are indent. So since we already know the value of x, so we're just going to substitute the value of x from the 2x, 9x, and 7x. So 2x is equals to 2 times the value of x, which is 10. So 2 times 10 is equals to 20 degree. Next, 7x, 7 is times the value of x, which is 10, so 70 degree. Next, 9x is equals to 9 times the value of x, which is 10. So 9x is equals to 90 degree. The question asks for the largest angle. So we got here that the largest angle is 90 degree. Next, example number 2. Two cables of equal length are supporting a vertical antenna on a roof. Each is attached to the top of the antenna and to the spot on the rooftop. If the cables from a 40-degree angle with each other, what are the measures of the angles formed by the cables and the rooftop? So the solution, to help understanding the problem, we're gonna draw the diagram to visualize it. So in this part, this is a cable, and this is the degree or the angle of the cables, and this line in the center is called antenna, and this base is called rooftop. Next, since the cables are of equal length, so the triangle has equal size and is therefore isosceles. Isosceles triangles have a congruent angle, so the sum of the measures if the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Again, we're gonna let x be the measure of each of these congruent angles. So let x is equals to the measure of each of these congruent angles. The model gives us the equation x plus 40. We got this equation from our diagram that we just draw. So x plus x is equals to 2x, and then bring down the 40. We can't add it because the 2 has a variable and the 40 don't have it, so we can add both of them. And then bring down 180. So to find the value of x, we have to divide both sides by 2. So 2x divided by 2 is equals to x, and 140 divided by 2 is equals to 70. So the measures of the angles formed by the cables and the rooftop is 70 degree. Next example number 4. At some time in the afternoon at 6 feet, person casts a shadow that is 10 feet long, while a nearby flagpole casts a shadow that is 22 feet long. To the nearest foot, how tall is the flagpole? So the solution is, to help understanding the problem, we're gonna draw a diagram to visualize it. So this is our diagram. This is a height of the flagpole, and this is the height of the person, and this is the person's shadow. And from person's shadow to the height of the flagpole, it is the flagpole's shadow, which is 22 feet. Next, two similar right triangles are formed on the basis of the assumption. So the corresponding sides of similar triangle are in proportion. We got the proportion, which is height of person divided by the length of person's shadow is equals to height of flagpole divided by the length of flagpole shadow. Let h be the height of the flagpole, and we have 6/10. We got the 6 from the height of the person, and the 10 is from the length of the person's shadow. And h is the height of flagpole, and 22 is the length of flagpole shadow. So cross multiply this proportion. So 6 times 22 and h times 10. So 6 times 22 is equals to 132, and 10h is still the same. So we just going to bring down it. And then to find the value of h, we have to divide both sides by 10. So 10h divided by 10 is equals to h, and 132 divided by 10 is equals to 13.2. So the height of the flagpole to the nearest point is to the nearest foot is 13 feet. Next example number 5. One of the shorter sides of a rectangle is extended 10 units beyond a vertex, and a line segment is drawn from its new endpoint through the rectangle to the vertex opposite the vertex extended row. This segment cuts the side it is drawn into two segments of 15 and 24 units. The question is, what is the area of the rectangle? So to help understanding the problem, we're gonna draw a diagram to visualize it. So this is our diagram. First, we have to draw a rectangle. And then since it said in the question that it's drawn into the new endpoint. So this from C to E is our new endpoint. Then draw vertex of this line from A to E, or the F is the vertex opposite, or what the vertex extended row. Next, the diagram makes it clear that there are two similar right triangles. So we got from the diagram, we got the ADF triangle and ECF triangle. Since corresponding sides of similar triangles are in a proportion, so we have AD over EC is equals to DF over CF. And then cross multiply again. AD, or first we're gonna put the value of it, or we're gonna substitute the value of it. So here we're going to find the value of ED. So we don't have the value of ED yet. So, and we already have the value of EC, which is 10. So substitute it into the proportion. And then DF is equals to 24 and CF is equals to 15. So we had AD over 10 is equals to 24 over 15. Then cross multiply this proportion. We got AD times 15 and 24 times 10. So 15 AD is equals to 10 times 24 is equals to 240. Then to find the value of AD, we have to divide both sides by 15. So we got AD is equals to 16. So the width of a rectangular or AD is equals to 16 units. The problem tells that the length of rectangular is 24 plus 15 is equals to 39 units. So the area of rectangular, or the formula of to find the area of rectangular, we're gonna use the formula of the area of the rectangular, which is length times width. So the length is 39 units and the width is 16 units. So multiply them, and we got 624 square units. So the area of the triangle is 624 square units. That's all my presentation. I hope you guys can understand it. Thank you so much.